Welcome, friends. This is Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric, and today we're going to talk about Mizzou softball and the beginning of postseason play. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. So Mizzou softball kicking off the SEC softball tournament, and Mizzou got a bye as the 4th seed, so Thursday's going to be their first game. They're playing the 5 seed, the LSU Tigers. Taking a look at the SEC tournament bracket, here's the top half of the bracket. The winner of Mizzou and LSU will move on to play the winner of number 1 seed Florida and Mississippi State, so probably Florida. If you recall, Mizzou and Florida had a 3-game series. Mizzou led every game after 5 innings. They let 2 of them get away. They dropped the series, and then the one win, they run-ruled the Gators. Kind of got everybody's attention with that one. For both potential games there's a little bit of revenge factor. The first game against LSU, similar situation. Mizzou run-ruled LSU on Friday night, the first game of that series. Saturday got rained out and moved to Sunday in a doubleheader. And LSU took both those games, and you know that the softball team felt like that series got away from them, particularly after run-ruling LSU in the first game. So, revenge may be on the mind right there, and it's going to be on the Tigers' mind if they make it to play the Gators in the tournament semifinals. And, just looking ahead, if Mizzou were to get that far and make it to the final, they would be going up against most likely either Alabama or Arkansas. And at that point, you take your chances, SEC tournament final, go for it. Why are these games important? Well, it's a conference tournament, so obviously it's important for that reason on the surface. But looking ahead to the NCAA tournament, here's why it's particularly important, I think, to at least beat LSU, if nothing else. Mizzou is probably going to be a regional host, a top 16 seed. I would put it about 80% if I had to handicap it. I imagine the coaching staff in Columbia feels pretty comfortable about that. But you really want to avoid being like one of the last seeds, okay? And the reason is that the regionals are bracketed, right? So it's not reseeded. So if Mizzou were to be the 16 seed, for example, which is very possible, the winner of the Mizzou regional, regardless of who it is, would be paired up with the regional with the number 1 seed, Oklahoma. Well, that's not ideal. Even if Oklahoma doesn't come out of that regional, even though they probably will, those 2 regionals, their winners play each other. Well, what if Mizzou wins the regional and they play Oklahoma? Well, Oklahoma has lost twice all season, and then Mizzou would have to beat them 2 out of 3. So that's unlikely. It looks even more unlikely looking at the fact that Mizzou and Oklahoma played each other twice, and Mizzou lost them both. One was 5-2 in a pretty competitive game, one of the more competitive games Oklahoma had all season. But in the other game, OU run-ruled them. So you want to avoid Oklahoma. And, the whole thing, it's the same concept, really. You want to improve your seed just because if you're the 12, you're playing the 5 instead of the 1, Same thing with the NCAA tournament and seeding and all that. It's all about getting better matchups. So for the team, it's going to be down to pitching, I think. I think anybody who's being honest with you would say that Mizzou probably has the best offense in the SEC. During the series against Tennessee, the final regular season series, they showed a graphic showing all the stats that the Mizzou offense is top 2 in the conference in. Batting average, home runs, extra base hits, RBIs, slugging percentage, on base percentage, all these different things. Mizzou was either first or second in the conference. So I think it's generally accepted they're the best offense in the SEC. It's all about the pitching. And I think what you're going to see is a lot of short leashes for the pitchers. The first game of every series seems to be Jordan Weber. Coach Larissa Anderson, that's just how she likes to roll with them. And, it's worked out pretty well. It'll be interesting to see just how quick the leash is. I feel like as soon as there's 2 runners on, you might have people in the bullpen, just kind of stretching, warming up, just because from here on out, it's must win. Yeah, the regionals are double elimination. I understand that, but I mean, come on, it's must win. So I think you'll see Larissa Anderson be very aggressive and kind of no mercy when it comes to letting a pitcher fight through a rough inning. You can't have a rough inning. That's the bottom line. I think that's going to be important. I think aside from pitching, top half of the lineup has been just crazy. I think it's all about them just kind of getting going and staying consistent. Don't carry the bottom half of the lineup, which sometimes hasn't been as good. No one's been bad. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Jenna Laird batting north of 400. You keep that going. I'd like to see a little more offense out of Cassidy Shomo, personally. I mean, she's making up for it by being ridiculous out in left field. It seems like every single game she's going to have at least one web gem, which is wild. Just game after game. Yeah, I think those two, Laird maintaining and Shomo, I think doing a little bit more. I think that's very important. And then seeing if Abby George can come back, if she's healthy, what she can do. Yeah, that's it. Postseason is about to start. We'll see what the Tigers can do. Thanks for checking out this video, and we hope to see you next time.